In this video, you're going to learn exactly how to increase your followers on Instagram, all organically, and at the end, I'm going to give you a special gift that you can actually use to get even more engagement. So stay tuned to the end. Hi there, my name is Christina Spohr. If you have been watching and you are a subscriber, I am so glad you're back. If you're new, welcome, glad to have you. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification because I release a video every Friday. I used to do videos, if you've been watching, every Tuesdays and Fridays, but it was getting too much and I wasn't actually able to work with the customers that I was working with, so I'm going to have to tune it down to once a week. And I will eventually go back to 2, but as of right now, it'll just be videos every Friday, just so you know. Okay, so if you're looking to increase your followers and say you don't have a business and you just want to have lots of followers, there's ways you can do it, like follow or follow, like for like, but that's something that I don't recommend you do, especially if you have a business. If you have a business and you're doing that, you're not actually attracting the people to you that are necessarily interested in what you're selling. So some strategies that you've learned or people have shared with you, you have to think about is this something that my customer is going to be doing? Is this something that I'm going to find my customers with? And you're probably not. So the way I'm going to tell you is what you want to do is you actually want to know who your target audience is. You want to know who your ideal customer is. If you don't know who they are, you're going to want to figure this out. I do talk about this in the Instagram Growth and Momentum course, and I actually walk you through how you can target your market. If you want to check that, I'll leave the link down below for you. But if you don't, then you'll need to go do some research and figure out who your audience is. And the reason you want to do this is because not everyone is going to be your customer. And that's something that I really goofed up in the beginning, is I was really nervous that if I narrowed down too much or I wasn't necessarily targeting a specific group of people, that I would miss out on certain sales. And ideally, because I was trying to be too broad, I was actually missing out on actually the customers that could be customers. So once I narrowed everything down and knew exactly who I was targeting, it became a lot easier to find customers on Instagram as well as close sales. Now, once you know who your target market is, you can actually go through and in Instagram, in the search bar, search hashtags that your customers will be using, and then you can actually go through the feed. So when you're doing this, you don't want to go to the top or most popular ones, you actually want to go to the most recent ones. The top and most popular ones are typically, people who get a lot of followers, a lot of engagement, and these are accounts that these are necessarily accounts that you don't want to engage with, just because if you're starting out and you don't have a lot of followers or engagement on your account, it's going to be hard for you to get noticed and seen. So if you actually engage with people who have the same amount or less than you, it's going to be easier for you to get seen, and they're going to want to come over and check your account. So that's something you want to think about. On just a side note, if you're thinking about when you're attracting it, you're like, okay, well, I don't have a big following, and what I'm doing with my business, people aren't going to, want to buy from me. Well, everyone starts somewhere, and you'll always know a little more than someone else. You want to find those people that don't know what you know, and you can teach that to them, and you'll always be growing and learning as well along the way. And that's the same thing for me. So when I first started, I wasn't teaching how to, grow the Instagram account because organically necessarily, because I didn't know how to do that until I started actually doing it. And as I do it, I keep learning and finding better ways to do it, and I get faster at it just because I do know who my target audience is. And I also learned how to create content that my audience likes. That'll be for another video. I'll be talking about that in the following videos. Yeah, I'll do that week or 2 from now. I have that planned. Now, when you're attracting these people, you're putting in the hashtags, you're going to their page, you're looking through the recent, and you actually go and like and comment and engage with these profiles. I don't mean just leave a like. You want to actually go into their profile and maybe leave 3 or 4 likes, and actually go in and find a photo that you like, read the captions, respond in the comments, answer the questions they ask in the captions. It's all right there, because sometimes in the photo it doesn't say much to you, but if you read the caption, you're like, oh, I can relate with this, or oh, I can leave a comment on this. And it's not just an emoji or a smiley face. It's actually leaving something that gets them to go, okay, I'm gonna go check out their profile because they left such an interesting comment on my profile. And then you'll just keep engaging with them that way. And that is one way that you can actually intrigue interest and actually bring over people to your profile, which is how you start the next step. And I just wanted to add one more thing at the end, because this is you know, you may hear this strategy and you're like, okay, well, I've heard it before, or I tried it for a week and it doesn't really work. Well, I'm going to ask you, how long did you try it for? How consistently were you trying it? And did you just not target the right people? Because that's something that's important, because if you're doing this once a week for 5 minutes, you're not going to see the growth. If you're doing this once a week and then quit, you're not going to see the growth. If you're actually targeting the wrong people, but you're putting out a certain content, you're targeting the wrong people. So you need to really think about your strategy and the people who are coming to look at your content and what they are looking for, and you want to create stuff that they want. And this is something that doesn't happen overnight. Yes, you can actually buy followers, but that is something that's going to work against you, especially if you're growing a business. If you're doing this because you just want lots of followers, then yes, by all means, do this strategy and do some other strategies. Specifically on this YouTube channel, I teach people how to grow their business online using, you know, social media strategies, blogging strategies, and motivation. And I'm not going to say that buying followers is something that's a good thing, especially if you're growing a business, because if you have, I'll say I did try it on, before I created the Instagram account I am on now, the Christina Spohr, I had my personal one, Christina Spohr, and I actually tried buying followers and likes on that account. And one, you have to keep up with it and spending money on things that really doesn't matter because it's a vanity metric. And two, all those people that liked and were following were not my customers. A lot of them were bot accounts or created accounts. Some of them didn't even have a profile photo. So once I started posting, my engagement actually went down, because when you actually post a photo, it's actually seen to, I think it's like 10% of your audience. And from that 10%, if they're engaging with it and they're showing that they like it, then it'll get boosted up to more of your audience. And if it showed, say you bought followers and you showed to that 10% of people that aren't engaging and aren't even on Instagram or liking your thing, your photo is not going to get seen more and not engaged. So it's actually going to work against you if you do that. So that is why you actually want to do it organically and find people who are interested in what you're doing, so you can actually grow on Instagram and make sales with people who are interested in what you're doing. So this is the first step in a 4-step Instagram process. And I told you at the very end, I'm going to give you a special gift. And this is actually a free PDF that I created with a bonus video inside for you that will actually teach you the 4-step process that I use to grow my account and get more engagement on it. I'll leave the link down below for you, and you can actually download it and get instant access right away so you can learn all about it. Okay. So that is it for how to increase followers on Instagram this week. I hope you learned how to do that exactly, and you start doing that this week so you're ready for next week when we talk about how to get visitors' attention. So now that you know exactly how to attract them, I'm going to teach you how to get their attention once they're on your profile. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the video next Friday that I release. And have a wonderful week and a wonderful day.